Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about how to get a start at LEGO minifigure making and what materials to use. So, I've been making minifigures for probably around 6 years. I've always been interested in LEGO, and I think it's really fun to take your own spin on villains, especially if you don't have them. I recently got the Arkham Asylum set, which I do have another video talking about on my channel. You might want to go check that out. But I've made a lot of custom minifigures for that set, and today we're going to talk about how you make them and what materials you use. Some of these materials will be like for beginners, and some of them will be for pros, but it really doesn't matter. I'm not going to call myself a pro because honestly, I'm not very good at it, but I still try. That's all that matters. You always want to have a minifigure that looks what you want it to look like, but also to what you think looks good. So now we're going to get into the materials. I use mainly a hot glue gun, not mainly, but sometimes, like if you're trying to glue, like let's just say the stingers on top of Killer Moth's head, I use those. I also use hot glue for like gluing Prometheus's purple knight helmet together with the pieces on the side. It's very useful whenever you need it, but also you should use super glue because it's way cleaner. I mainly just use apple barrel paint. I don't really use gloss. I really use matte because it helps make the minifigure look. I'm not gonna say more normal, but it makes it look easier to paint, and it makes it easier to paint. Before I started painting minifigures, I actually drew on them with Sharpies. These are just some examples of different colors. These were effective, but they have a weird shine to them sometimes. So if you're going to do that, you might want to do a clear gloss over that with like Mr. Hobby spray, which that could work. But also, I mean, using like a Mod Podge, which I was using for a little bit, it makes like a little bit of a weird texture, but I think a Mod Podge works. One of the last things is just a paintbrush. I use a paintbrush for painting these figures. Like Bane, I painted his entire torso on. I painted the back of that. I painted everything. I painted his belt. But also, you could use materials like cardstock. I made a cardstock coat for Hush after I painted it and everything, and it looks really good. I'm really proud of that. But also just generic paint. Like I use the apple barrel version of black for his boots, for his underwear, and for his like little black part of his torso right there, which I really love. I think painting is way easier than using Sharpies because you won't have to color match the entire time. For Calendar Man, I used a black Sharpie for his head because it was a little bit harder to paint, as you see there, if my camera will focus. There we go. It makes it where you can do small details fast instead of having to paint them. Hot glue. I used hot glue for this clay face head right here. It makes it very easy to sculpt. Pretty much like if you're not very good with using clay, it makes it way easier to sculpt. So also it'll let you paint on it, but it's a little bit rough. And then for two of my last options, I have felt. This is just a small square of felt that I cut out, and then cardboard. If you peel off the top layer of cardboard, one second, put my camera down. You get a thin sheet that you can turn into a coat if you don't have cardstock, but also you get unique material that you can put on a character or something. I used a thin sheet of cardboard on Professor Pig's mask, which I really do think turned out well. And then I used felt on his outfit around the sides. All of these materials I have used throughout the years, and I think that they work really well for whatever you're trying to do with LEGO. I think a lot of the figures that I've made have turned out awesome, but also there's plenty of room for pretty much improvement. And obviously, over the years, I have improved a lot. My first figures were not very good. You'd probably have to ask me 90 times of what they were before you actually got them. But over the years, I think I've gotten way better. Like, I think you could obviously say, like, that's Clayface, or that's Bane. I think starting with little things with the minifigures, like changing a head, or changing hands, or changing a torso, could really change the way that you see them and other people see them, especially if you start posting your content on a platform like YouTube, where more people can pick up on it and appreciate your work. it really makes it easier for other people to recognize that your work it takes time and it's thoughtful and everything. So it makes it way easier for you to be recognized. That's pretty much it for this video, but I hope you guys left this video with at least just a message saying, even if your figures aren't the best, it still shows that you have talent and that you can manipulate these figures in different ways. I just want you guys to know that even changing a small detail can change the way that you see your entire collection. That's pretty much it for today, but I hope you guys have a good day. I just wanted to show you guys some of the materials. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and then if this video was helpful, could you guys please comment, just some interaction. Well, that's pretty much it. Goodbye.